All right. So we missed the first game because sets are overlapping today. Vitality won very convincingly, apparently. Dominated water on the water map, and RoR tapped out. RoR's got some unique players here, and all of them very solid on arena. And so on the flank here for them, we've got Tofu. Tofu playing as the Burgundians. Definitely more an economic choice civ, if that is how they're going to play it. I have some ideas on how they might. The pocket then is Vodka. Vodka's playing as the way. Good economic civ as well. Might see some Cav Archer style from him. And then in the teal, we've got Lear. Wait, I went the wrong way. Sorry. Then we got Bananji here. Wait, back up. Okay. You didn't hear that. All right, I'm restarting because I screwed it up. This flank, we got pulls for Bananji. Then we've got the pocket for Tofu, who's Burgundians. And then down here, we got Vodka, who's the flank playing as the way. And actually only went 2 on wood. So I think this is a fast feudal from him. I don't know what that means. It could just be fast feudal into eco. But fast feudal, most likely incoming. Leary's playing this flank as the Bengalis. His pocket then is Hera's playing as the Teutons. And then you got Hart playing as the Gurjaras on the flank. And the only time I've really been seeing Gurjaras picked on arena in tournaments is if someone wants to use the elephant rams to break into someone's base. So I don't know if it's mind games or what. It could just be that they didn't really want to draft high priority for arena. Let me look at where Gurjaras was picked. I mean, Gurjaras were decently high up there. I'm not entirely sure on that. It's interesting. Normally with Vitality, I have a pretty strong idea of how they're going to play it. But here, maybe a bit of mind games. Yes, this Vodka down here is the Vodka who does a lot of spectating for events, at LAN events. He's also a really good player. So, good to see him in a tournament. He usually can't compete in a lot of events. But Vodka's been a high-level player for a very long time. And I like the way here for him because he can go fast feudal, rush the eco upgrades, and then adapt into anything, really. With other civs, if you go fast feudal, you're kind of like, is that worth it? But with the way, you get extra vills, right? I think Hera's just going to try and carry after a big boom. I don't think there's anything too special with it. If his teammates don't die, Hera probably in a better position to carry and push with Paladins. But I think technically the civs are better for RoR. Like, the only civ that I think is maybe superior in their position, as Tofu's out here and getting attacked by a Jag right now. What's going on? The only civ, from my perspective, as Vodka comes in and Hera's going to lose his scout, is going to be the Bengalis. What? Vodka! Vodka! Observe! He's stuck in the relic! He got stuck in the relic! They gotta read this! Bro! His scout got stuck in the relic. He cannot move. And he should be killing Hera's scout right now. Hera is dying because he realizes what's happened. And yeah, I mean, the scout's just literally just stuck in the relic. Or the relic is stuck in the scout. I can't tell which. Hera's scout should be dead right now. That is... Vodka says, my scout thinks he is a monk. Hera's scout should be dead. And that should be really horrible loss for him. Bro is trying his best to get out right now. and they're trying everything they can to free him. They're building palisades. That didn't work. This is a bug. And there's an argument this should be a restart, but this is also hilarious. I mean, I've seen on the recent patch, I've seen people get their scouts stuck in boars and stuff. Look, Hera comes back. Hera's like, sup, bro? You're low HP over there, huh? Ah! And now this guy's not going to get stuck in the relic, and now Hera loses his scout. That's funny. I mean, I think that's justice, to be honest. I don't know the logic there from Hera, but, like, they deserve to kill that scout. Hera's scout was always dead if not for the bug, so I actually really like that he did that. Even though it shouldn't really be up to the players to try and balance out bugs, I think that that's a good move. So, that's a very good move. Like this, I would have requested a restart. But, like, I guess if you request a restart, you're never killing Hera's Scout. So, I don't know. The question is, can they pick up the relic now? Does anyone know? What if you can't pick up the relic? The Scout never gets out. I don't have an answer for you. Saberson asking what country / area is RoR from. So, the original RoR players, the majority of them were from Italy. So you had like Vodka, you had Kamigawa, you had Pete Martell. Those 3 players were all Italian. And then other players started to join over time. The 2 players I mentioned don't really play anymore. But the players that are in this game and on the squad are a pretty big mix. So you've got Vodka, he's Italian. You have Tofu, I think is from Belgium. And then you have, as the Camel gets in here from Heart, this has been kind of a funny game. Tofu is Belgium. I think Benanji is German. So that's the mix of players here. I think Ganji's also on their team, and Ganji's Swedish. Camel is really disrupting Benanji's eco. So nice play from Heart. But he will get his Camel kind of trapped in here, and I'll keep you updated on the Scout here. So. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a push from Heart. And he's in here. He gets to see what Benanji's going for. So he's going to go, like, super heavy pressure here. With the Armored Elephants, with the Gurjaras. And just try and use the extra bonus damage these Armored Elephants do. And it's full boom from Benanji. And he's going to be pushed big time here. And he has to be very careful with this. Ganji's and Amigos. Okay, I can never keep track. But yeah, the point is, the origin of this team was Italian team. And this origin is 10 plus years old. The RoR team goes pretty far back. Hera's Scout is here. He's added scouts, and he's just going to guard that relic, so I guess Red Scout can never get out. But Vodka's going to go triple range and probably mix in John Bays here, so... Guys, the worst thing that can happen for you when you go 3 TC boom is getting all in 1 TC pushed. That's the exact opposite of what you want. Right? If you are on 2 TCs and you start to get pushed, you could flex a little bit and figure it out and like balance out your eco. But the second you commit to that 3rd TC, you are hard committed to that and you really don't want to deal with any pressure. And right now, like he's trying everything he can to stop these units from continually flowing in here. He's attacking with Vils. He's actually re-walling this. That's really well played from Benanji. It looks ridiculous, but like that, this gives him some time. And kills an elephant as well, which isn't necessarily cheap for Heart. Leary's 3 TCs. We also have Knights. Like, Hera wants to get in with Knights. He kind of needs to have a way in. So, there's an argument to be said that, like, this is not working so far for Heart and team. You don't really want to have Knights around, too, if there's going to be the occasional Monk. There's a Mangonel now, though. And the Mangonel, with a beautiful attack round, actually kills the Villager that was converted. And kills the Monk. I think you got to play tower defense here. Tower or castle defense. Benanji's going to panic up some walls. Guys, his golds as well, like being on the front, is really, really bad. Here come the Jean Bays support from Vodka, though. And Scout's still trapped, by the way. So, I think if Heart continues to add Mangonels, they're going to be in a much better position with this push. I don't know if he's doing it because he knows the Jean Bays are going to be on the way, but they're definitely going to need something more than Monks and a couple Knights. The Monk for Benanji goes down. And Scout's still trapped, but Hera's Scout goes down. And here are the Jean Bays, and they're going to communicate that. But here's the thing. So a Cav Archer, 6 base attack for every damage it does, right? Jean Bay, the first volley, gets extra damage, and then the rest of it's 5 base. Which means, overall, the Jean Bays are actually worse against Siege specifically. Like, it's really difficult to snipe the Siege, but Hera's Knight got converted and... Okay, gets deleted. But even that little bit of HP damage, that's not too bad for Vodka now to maybe go in there and take that down. The T90, can we name the trapped scout? I can name the trapped scout if we have a moment to breathe. And maybe someone subs, we can name that scout after them. But right now, there's a lot of action. The monks need to convert for Heart. The units need to fire for Vodka. There's siege behind as well here from Benanji. And the pressure's coming in from Vitality. And no bloodlines for the Janbeis. And they melt. Yeah, it's another thing too. 36 base HP. Oh, the scout is... Wait. Wait. What? Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. The scout was trapped. And I wasn't sure if this relic could be picked up. Because, you know, like, the scout's kind of, like, sitting on it right now. And bam. There you go. Scout is free. Scout can move. Monk helping a brother out. Good stuff. Big fight was happening at the same time. And we got to catch up. And that was not the fight that you wanted there for your Vodka. You wanted a slightly better engagement there. Still continuous mounting pressure on his teammates. But he does have bloodlines now. And I still feel like Benanji should have a pretty good boot. Like, Benanji hasn't added knights. Benanji hasn't had that much pressure. Hera's added knights. Hera's done different things. And while Hera is Hera, a 3 TC boom from a really solid player should still lead to a very good Imperial Age time. So he's on the way up to Imp as is. Ready to push, ready to do something here. Vodka's support needs to maybe swing over this way. They need to know what Leary's doing. Because Leary's just free booming. And Leary's at 85 vills. And I think Leary just wants to drop a castle here real quick. And the reason he builds a castle like this, guys, is because units can't run in to deny the castle. And it gives you a little bit more coverage and safety. And yeah, they know units are on the way. This is kind of risky. But I think it's not been spotted. Vodka went literally every direction but the direction the castle was being built. And Leary will call it calculated. And the castle will be up and it's perfect. And Vodka has to back off now. More pressure coming in here from Heart. Heart with redemption now. So we can convert siege and he can convert buildings. Heart also 3 town centers behind this, which is not easy to shift into after this much pressure. And Benanji's castle. Oh, no. Oh, no. Benanji's Mangonel gets converted. Castle's at 80%, man. Polish villagers do heal. But they don't heal fast enough for this to be okay. Castle goes up. Okay. Castle goes up. Castle from Tofu. He wants to treb down Leary. So that's why these villagers walked across the map. I swear he bought a castle. He literally just bought a castle. That's crazy. Because he had no stone earlier. So he bought 600. He will start to treb Leary. And then if he takes down Leary and Vodka can continue to back him up, you've got a timing there. Hera's going to come in as fast as Teutons are able. He got 5 relics this game, so he's got the gold from that. And has pretty good economy to spam some knights. I think, like, Heart is well ahead of Benanji on this side. But Benanji is at least stabilized and he's pulsed, so he can maybe recover. And you do have a timing here for Rulers of Rome. It's just all about killing Leary before Hera arrives. I worry the units might not necessarily be good enough. Right? Like, Elephant Archer is extremely tanky ranged unit. The Janbei, it's more about how many you can mass versus how many or how much damage they do. Chat, do me a favor. Smile if you're enjoying, and frown if you're also enjoying. Just, you know, 2,800 people. It's been a Saturday chill day, and things froze up on me for a second. We had a drop early. Just want to make sure we're all good. We're all watching. How many of you guys are actually awake right now? Okay, you're there? We're good? Okay. Mostly smiles. Thank you. Cool. All right, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Bombard cannons are here from Tofu as well. I don't think Leary's castle is going to stay up for very long. Thank you, Gabriel, by the way. Dusty Cooter, the real thing. Thank you, Niohe. Thank you, Who the Hell Knows. Thank you, Octo. I missed a bunch of subs. That's it. I didn't thank the subs, man. You guys think I don't care. I'm sorry. I'll be better. I think Heart could also go elephant archers, which you don't see all the time with the Gurjaras, but that might make some sense. It's actually going to be hand cannons from Tofu back here, which was great with the Burgundians. Leary losing his ranges is actually going to be awkward. He doesn't have a lot of space to stack up more archer ranges back here. Leary only has 11 units, guys. You're going to think, oh, 290's just trying to make it sound interesting even though it's over. I'm telling you, man. The hand cannon, Janbei, traction trap, bomber cannons has a window. Paladin's still a long way away for Hera. And it's very predictable. Like, you know it's going to be Paladin. You knew it was going to be Paladin from Hera when the game started. So if you play Halb, and then the Elephant Archers aren't good enough, or in a big enough number for Leary, Heart might be needed. Heart might need to send some military over. And Benanji, 81 Vils. He's only 10 behind Heart. So just the military push may be working right now for RoR. Hera's telling Leary right now, just hold. Like, just wait 2.5 minutes, which is not exactly what you want to hear when you're dying, but that's the best for the team. And Vodka, overextends a little. These are elite Elephant Archers. They have full attack upgrades. They're running at the bombard cannons. They're running at the hand cannons. Halbs need to be in position on this side. Elephant Archers are just so freaking tanky, man. They just don't die. Feels like they don't die to anything. And meanwhile, the Janbei is just... all I see from them is they're dying. And maybe... yeah, Leary's got enough confidence before Hera even has Paladin to move out here. This gives him a lot of space to breathe. He's still building up right here, but... Jailbreak from Benanji. He's out of his walls. He's pushing back. He'll drop TCs. He'll drop castles. Leary with a lot of archer ranges in the back. 150 Vils from Leary. My God. I think the critical thing for him is actually getting another gold soon. And he can just go up here, which is really fortunate. Sometimes that gold is on the front, and his secondary gold is like right by Hera. So if he can get that, he can continue to mass. Paladin's soon in for Hera. It's Teuton Paladin with extra melee armor. The way Halbs don't get the final armor. It's already not a unit you want against Elephant Archers with the final armor. I really did think they had a moment there, but they just couldn't break Leary. They couldn't push, and the units are really starting to mass up right now. Heart's going to be an imp as well, and Heart's going to go heavy camo, which I don't think is good over here, but against the Poles, it's not too bad. Yeah, somebody needs siege. The other day, Vitality, in my opinion, threw a game because they just didn't add siege. It's so much regular army, but no siege to push it back. Hera could add bomber cannons for the team, maybe. But it's going to be a couple trebs here from Leary. Benanji's okay. He's on the way to Imp, but 3 minutes away from Imp is going to be a problem if Heart pushes him. I think Heart knows he's got the lead over there, so he might bring support this way. And yeah, big fight. But Hera's barely in the fight. It's just the Elephant Archers, bro. Like, these Elephant Archers are insane. Hera's like, I'll just deny a castle over here. And Vodka tries to patrol into the Ellies, and Leary just backs off. Oh, this is nice. Hera's actually healing back here, which is a really underrated strat with the Teutons. Not if your name is Teutonic Fortress, but, you know, on average, people need to be healing more with the Teutons because you can heal from a further distance. And the best units to heal are the most expensive units, which would be the elephants. Watch the HP on the Ellies. They are up. It is ticking up. Hera also using the monks to maybe convert the bombard cannons here. I like that, but Leary also needs to get his own trebs at a certain point. A big raid down here from Heart. Oh, man, Yellow doesn't have any defense here, right? He's pushing. He's built 3 castles on the front to kill Leary. That's a perfect spot from Heart to go. Killing a lot of Yellow's eco. Also, Paladins from Hera have gone this way. Kind of an ironic fight because he's fighting a unit that strips armor with Paladins that have extra armor, but it's still not elite Olbuk. And I think Hera will still be pretty satisfied with the pressure. Hera just needs to send his units anywhere there's not Halbs, and he'll be happy at this point. still like the fight from RoR, but I have a real issue with the Wei in late game, guys. I'm finding this more and more. Wei late game, the very late game, it's not very good. They don't have any, like, really tanky units to work with, right? If you get a big ball of Jean Bays, that's your best late game, maybe. Tiger Cav are good if your opponent just goes straight archers, but it's kind of awkward. They're great in the mid game, great in the early game. Late game, it's mainly about, like, trash units and 1v1s, but team games is all about these big, expensive comps. Yeah, you might just need to play He Guang. That's true. Try and play He Guang, but then playing against Gurjara Camels is a little painful. Playing against Teuton Paladins is a little painful. Leary never advanced forward with his trebs. And RoR holding on. They'll take down Leary's castle. I've yet to see Hera over 30 military this game, guys. I would like to see a lot more military from him. He's been making the monks, and he's healing up his own units, but, like, Leary's losing ground right now. I think he needs a little bit more. Other side is still going to be really good for Hart at all times. He's keeping Benanji penned in. But I think Hera's hesitant to engage because Halb Hand Cannon is actually one of the toughest comps for Paladin to engage into. I think Dofu's had a really nice game. And Vodka as well. Like, Vodka's had to recover after the weird start. And I also give Benanji a lot of credit, too, because he also looked like he was completely dead. And he's actually making something of this. I don't know if he'll deny this castle. I don't know if he'll be able to stop Hart from pushing him, but... essentially, yellow can't switch sides. So, Benanji is always on his own at all times here. Hera adding trade right now. Which is interesting, because you'd normally want to add trade from the side. I'm going for the late game decisions. But you put population into trade... you're not putting population into saving Leary, if Leary does need to be saved right now. He's not pushing back. Hera castling the middle because there's stone and gold there. I don't mind the castle positions from Hera. I feel like Hera should play Onager here. And play Siege Onager with the Paladins. But he's in love with the monks. But that's like 15 pop, which isn't always actively helping. Hart needs to push with heavy gunpowder and siege on Benanji here. You take down Benanji's castles here, and then Benanji's probably dead. And he's close to doing that. A big fight. Hera has his own hand cannons in the fight. I think maybe he just converted one. But the Paladins are constantly healing. Elephant Archers. Still 35 of them back here. Yeah, the healing is definitely helping. Definitely helping. They don't actually need to push here. They need to hold. So as much as I was kind of thinking Leary and Hera could push, they don't need to. They just literally need to hold the line, and then Benanji dies. If Benanji dies, it's over. And it's close. Benanji's putting up a fight, but against chakrams and hand cannons, I think it's going to be really difficult. Olbuk are doing a pretty good job. And Olbuk sniped the trebs. But Benanji loses his own trebs. Needs to mass more trebs. Massive battle. Guys, at one point, Vitality had 120 population lead. Now it's only a 30 population lead. And Hera's Paladin number up to 35. Monks are behind healing his team and his own units. And they're actually adding in their own siege now. Hera with his own cannons. There it is, finally. It needs some siege to push this back. Because they could never move past these castles, and now they have it. And I think maybe the window for RoR is closing. Benanji's trying, but he's like so far behind. He's trying to go for a cav switch. I think Hart really needs to have more gunpowder here. Like, I think he's got the gold. I was expecting 30 hand cannons from him at any point in time. It looks like the traction trebs just got sniped, and yeah, dude. Leary getting... don't you get food income from your trade as well with Bengalis? It gets away with adding all this trade, and they're trading behind it. I think that's actually a team bonus, too. Crazy. Guys, I know Leary had a big boom. And I know he's got Hera supporting him and everything. But the fact that he's been able to get to this many elephants and do so much here has been impressive. Playing flank is so much more difficult, and was essentially doubled for a period. Hera was like 20 military that wasn't engaging a lot of the time. But now Hera's got his military count up. He's got his pop up. Just crazy. Meanwhile, Heart's getting pushed back. Maybe Hera just needs to leave Leary alone. Leave the monks here to heal Leary, and then you just send the paladins to the other side. Heart, I thought Heart had a free 1v1 victory over on this side, but Benanji just refuses to die. Hussars, Trebs, also going with the old book. Heart will get more raids in on Thofu, the same area he raided him last time. And yeah, here come the paladins. This is Heart's last castle, guys. It's kind of a big deal. Heart will also raid Benanji there. The quality of units, the difference between like Vodka and Leary here is ridiculous. You got Halbs versus Elephant Archers, and Leary has more. Hera's paladins go in for a raid. He goes in for a raid and just lets the Trebs take down all of Heart's buildings. If I'm Heart, I'd be like, bro, take the Trebs for me. Like, snipe the Trebs at least. I guess that's Heart's job still. They're still pushing back over here. There's monks and bomber cannons and elephants pushing. Now, Hera... It loses a decent amount of paladins there, but it's still so much pressure for Benanji. Benanji's got very little, and Heart will take the Trebs. And they're pushing back this way. 30 trade for Hera, 15 trade for Heart, 40 trade for Leary. There's 0 trade for the enemy team, and both sides are getting pushed. A great game from Vitality. I actually thought the best... He's not going to get the plaudits for it now, but like one of the best parts of this game was Heart. Because Benanji got cooked, and Vodka went all the way over there and didn't hit Leary because of that push. So, like, arguments are to be made that if Heart doesn't do as good a job in that push, Vodka is pressuring Leary. Leary doesn't have the same level of eco because Leary has to respond to pressure. The whole game kind of stems from there, right? Oh, Hera, get those paladins back to the monks, bro. You've already won the game now. Get him to the monks. The monks are waiting for you. Nah, they're going to tap out and call the GG. Yeah, it's a good game. I think for RoR, they got a little unlucky. The scout situation for Vodka was really unlucky. He should have never had a scout trapped in a relic, but the game decided to trap him. And I think it was... there was just some uncertainty on what Gurjaras were going to do. I was also uncertain. And Benanji was probably like, Gurjaras? Like, okay, I'll just full boom, outboom the Gurjaras and play into X, Y, and Z later. And then he got pushed. Like, they just did not expect the Gurjaras to go for the elephants and the siege. And it really disrupted him. It was a nice recovery. I was impressed with the recovery, but like the recovery really means nothing at the end. And then Leary, man. Like, Leary's boom is just insane. But again, he didn't get disrupted. He would have maybe been disrupted had Heart not pushed. Leary with 101k res this game. And his KD was 3.36. 631 kills and 188 deaths. Like, there's just a difference in the quality of units on the other side. So, a GG, well played. Black Forest. We got Leary on the flank playing as Britons. Did this the other day. Going to point out right away the pawn situation. There are pawns. Heart's got both the pawns, so someone's going to want to take those. But typically, you got fighting on the flanks. And Heart coming in here. He's going to fight Thofu on this side. And Loom's about to be in for Thofu. Loom is in for Heart already. And Heart just needs 3 palisades, and he's through. That's a really easy first wall. And Heart's going to get the palisades. Not only is he getting the palisades, he's trying to shoot the boars to take the... So the opponent can't take the boars and they die out here. But Thofu builds the houses and de-aggroes this so he can take the boars. But now Heart is through. And now Heart wants the boars. And now we got gates and we got scouts and we got a lot of a lot of crazy. Welcome to example number 1, why I really do not enjoy playing Black Forest myself. Put me in the pocket, bro. I'd love to be Hera or Vodka right now, supporting with my scouts, but I do not want to be the players with the villagers. Holy. This is insane. And it's so important, right? The position is important. The boars are important. Meanwhile, we got Benanji getting attacked by a bear. Over on this side, we got Leary defending himself from a bear, and both players are walling. But yeah, active engagements over here. Nice job from Hera. He came here with the scout right away, and that scout is contributing big time. And yeah, it's setting up Heart so nicely, and it's already looking bad for RoR because they're down in the series. I think Heart should just turn around right now. They're always going to bring more vills. Turn around, take the boars, and then re-wall. Boar heist right now. Run. Shoot boar. Run. Boar heist. Go. Okay. Ah! He misclicked all his vills forward. He wants that boar as well. All right, now you just re-wall it. Yeah, that's the correct approach. So they split the boars 2-1. Heart has the vill lead, though, because he didn't lose a vill. Heart has to block so he doesn't lose this villager. But he has his scout, which is nice. Elsewhere, very forward walls from Benanji, which typically would imply some type of push. And there's still also the choke point in the middle here, which Hera's going to have to double check. But a lot of chaos here. And yes, this is a mess. And no, don't lose her. Oh, dude, that's so close, guys. I mean, obviously, they might want to try something crazy here. Like, I'm down 0-2. I might just want to go full send and try and sneak. I do think that this RoR team will like their chances against Vitality because they play a lot more Black Forest. But, like, if Hera's not going to wall, you might as well take the opportunity to try and get a villager through. Now, Hera's vill is, or scout rather, is super weak. He's doing the right thing. You just patrol this here, look back every now and then. If the bear's ever gone, that means a villager was here, right? Your scout's kind of useless otherwise. A forward wall from Tofu. And Hera's going to dock this pond. Heart is going to dock this pond, which means Leary is no dock mode. I'm curious what Black Forest players think of this, but that aspect of, like, having to wall everything and then also having to dock is really, really tough to manage. So, like, Benanji's game is way harder than Hera's. For example, Hera's not a wall player, so he's just going to go take the pawn freely. Now, Heart having Georgians is a nice addition here because the free mule card helps your eco a lot. I think, and Leary's brought his scout over. It's good teamwork. They're looking at this, and yet they'll see the wall. And then Heart will just have to wall behind. Vodka's got a villager here as well. I don't know why. Oh, he's going to take the boars, obviously. Okay. Yeah, Termin, it's tough. Like, I like complain a little bit about the fish boom meta because I think it's kind of lame and boring, personally. But I'm not going to deny the amount of skill it takes to get everything going and take advantage of it. Like, even small stuff like this. Like, you need a lot of different skills involved. But Benanji is going to have his pawns. Vodka is going to have his pawns. And in the super late game, I actually think the civs are superior for RoR, just because of Koreans. Koreans with their towers. All right, teamwork makes the dream work. Vodka's got a 2 HP villager, so 1 hit from death, and he wants these 3 boars. And Benanji's got a block for his teammate. If you were playing with random people, you might not trust your teammate to do this. I guess it depends on how trusting you are and what level you play at. But here, you should have no doubt that Benanji's not going to screw this up. I was really worried he almost blocked the Vill there. Right when I said no doubt, I started to doubt him. But no, 3 boars coming in. Our base says I don't trust if I play with friends either. Yeah, true. True. But no, this is so nice for Vodka. He'll get 3 boars. And he should never lose that Vil, because it's super easy now. You just yeet it with the TC, and it dies, and you can still take the food. Hera's been... Oh, he's got a little bit of trouble himself here. Hera's been really in love with the fish boom meta on these maps. But he's been... When we saw it the other day, it was against other teams that don't do it that well either. And, oh god. Hart lost a villager to boar. Man, how greedy can you get? So Hart lost a Vil. This is like boar 8 for him now. Because I think he had the starting 2. Then he had those other 2. And then he got 3 more. Okay, so that'd be 7. What do you think about the TC shooting food change, T90? I'm not the biggest fan of it. I guess it's not that big a deal. But I kind of liked how it was a risk reward with it. And, you know, the risk reward was always cool. But... it is what it is. And we got 3 more boars coming in here. So all the extra boars are going to be taken. Foss says, used to take a lot more skill lowering. Yeah, exactly. Used to take a lot more skill. But, I mean, they've also made it so... a lot of changes they made to the game just has simplified it. And made it a bit easier for the average player to have the same reward. Like the horse collar change as well, right? Before, it was like if you didn't have horse collar, it was a lot more punishing than now. You can just kind of get it whenever, and it still gets some type of a benefit. Benanji going to stone. Well, I was kind of expecting that from Leary. Leary's not doing that. Leary could go for a siege push. I mean, this is just... at the end of the day, this is just 2 separate palisade walls. Siege workshop here, mangonel through. The difference in uptime, you're extremely vulnerable against some castle age pressure. But I think Leary would just like his chances to boom on 3 TCs. Because the Britons have cheap TCs. Hera will probably do the same. But he's going to have... I would expect a second dock here in a moment. So we can stack as many fishing ships on fish traps around multiple docks. Not seeing any major signs that there's going to be pressure from Thofu. I think the villagers on stone is just to recover the stone after the stone walls here. And the stone walls are going to be up. Stonewalling on this side, not happening from Leary. And Benanji can't do it yet because he's not in feudal age yet. Leary actually bought additional stone, and he just goes bam, bam, bam. Cheap TCs, baby. Come kill me. And I don't hate it. You had a pretty smooth start, and you're Leary, so you probably have the confidence that you're going to be completely fine against pressure. But he is kind of... like, he's at the limit. It's like we said when Benanji got pressured in the previous game. He gets hit with pressure now. It's not easy to necessarily defend from it. But the difference is pretty ridiculous. Like, Leary's going to be on 4 TCs, and Benanji hasn't even clicked to Castle Age yet. So, yeah, Castle Drop and Camel Archers can come, but, like, by then, Leary's economy is really going to start to pay for itself. And Hera just staying on 1 dock. A little surprising, but he goes for the 2nd and the 3rd TC. And, yeah, everyone's going to be in Castle Age at a pretty fast time. Benanji just late. Thofu, 2nd TC, 3rd TC. Guys, why do you pick the Woo for Black Forest? Is it for traction trebs? Like a bunch of traction trebs with the unique tech? I don't think it's for Fire Archer. Everyone's saying Fire Archer. Really? Do you think Fire Archer is that good if you boom up with big economy? I don't think so. Maybe I'm missing something. I think, like, a bunch of halbs and traction trebs is really tough to engage into, maybe. Misclick? I don't think it was a misclick. I think Benanji's castle needs to be forward here, guys. Leary's done nothing. He's just stonewalling. Like, if you're Benanji, you know Leary's booming, and he's going to have a massive Vil lead. I think it's got to be forward, like right here. Leary has 4 TCs producing Vils, and Benanji has 0. Because, well, he can't produce any Vils right now. Fire archers is what chat said. Interesting. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best Black Forest civ ever. You do have to draft different civs. So you always have some civs that are stronger than others, but I kind of feel like with the fact he's walling, he's thinking playing like heavy defense with halbs and traction trebs. And then you have Korean late game with towers and rocket carts, like halbs and fire lancers. And there's the castle from Benanji. Okay, so Leary's approach now. I think you play defensive castle right behind this. So if the units end up getting through, they basically run into your castle fire. And you can see him. He went from like 4 on stone, and he's got a bunch shifted on the stone here, and a bunch shifted on the stone here. And yeah, I think from there you just defensive castle, and then you have the eco to go imp. I don't know if this castle's going to do much. Yeah, you can tell he's even building around in a way so if the units do get through, they're still kind of pathing to where he's probably going to place this castle. Oh, that'd be so sick if Leary gets fortified wall. He should, but I mean, Leary never gets defensive technologies. But no, fortified wall makes a lot of sense. It's a castle age tech, right? Britons get it. And there it is. Yeah. I'm sure I've probably seen him do it like 10 other times, but I'm just going to exaggerate and say that might be the first time I've seen him get fortified wall. It's a no-brainer, man. It buffs your walls. Your opponent's going to try and break through these walls and pressure you. And he just adds a couple more layers of walls like it's no problem. Okay, did you see that signal there from Tofu? Here. I think he's going to traction treb through the trees. And he wants Vodka to back him up. And they're going to push there. Right in towards the pond from Hart. That's just my guess right now. And actually, the pond is very exposed. So if Hart is in any way relying on that for his eco, which he is, he loses that, he's in trouble. Interesting. I feel like Benanji's never getting through here. Type a 1 in chat if you've been here before. Black Forest, you go for a castle drop. Because every time you get castle dropped, you die. And then you're up against a smart player who walls enough. And by the time you break through, they're already ahead of you. They treb you down. And you're just like, oh, God, why did I do this? It's kind of bringing back some memories for me. Oh, wait. Oh, but Hart only has 1 layer. Okay, Leary has to be communicating this. This is on Leary. Yeah. Wait, no, that's Benanji signaling. Never mind. You see Bodkin arrows there for the castle. The units aren't going through. You probably need to be thinking at a certain point, make sure you're walled on the other side. Oh, this would be kind of rough. Hera could have walled that easily. Hart could have walled that easily. Smart from Benanji to come this way. Leary's just like, I'm going to win an imp. It's fine. Easy game. Why are we seed 8? Seed 8 my ass. But Benanji's going to delete the walls. And then he's going to have the petards. And the attacks are happening. And the wall from Hart's coming up. And, I mean, he's going to be through. Bam. And Hera's got a panic wall as well. Hera no loom, by the way. Hart only 1 villager. Does have loom. But more follow-up could happen. And this is some harassment they weren't expecting. They were completely fine. And Benanji was going to just be cooked. But now he's at least doing something before he gets cooked. That was my best Leary impression. I don't know how good that actually was. I tried my best. Hart will drop a castle behind. Problem for Benanji is, like, this castle dies. His whole base gets pushed. Like, he is a bad spot. But at least he's delaying the other team a little bit. Which otherwise wasn't going to be the case at all. I guess the plan for Hart's going to be Manaspa. Over here we have walls from Tofu. Like, big walls with a siege workshop. And Imp's on the way. Still kind of feeling like Traction Trebs is his plan. And he wants to cut the trees. But here comes Vodka. So Vodka will try and push the middle. I'll try and go to either Hera or to Hart, and both Hera and Hart have to prep separately. It's been a fun Black Forest game. We had the start. We have attacks through the middle. It's a nice little mix. These are types of games that I like. I think the downside of going for the gate like this is if it's not completely built, is the gates now don't have the armor, and the camel archers can be through so much faster than if that was a partial wall. I don't know why Benanji is here. I think Benanji's looking at his castle going down right now. Benanji. Yeah, I think he's repairing his castle. And the Trebs are coming. Leary is going to be here. And he's going to be here. And he's going to be here very quickly. The Hart will drop another castle behind this. Bring in a couple Manaspa. Towers and Halp spam here from Vodka. I would have preferred Fire Lancers, to be honest. But I guess you want to save the gold for other things. He also walled here, so Hera can't easily come in that direction. Hera will have to loop around. And Hera's only going to have 2 relics, but he will be playing Latus. And Benanji, you might not like it, but this is what peak Black Forest looks like. This is what you need to do. You cannot receive any pressure. You got to, yeah, cockroach, prevent death, and do whatever you can to just cling to life right now. And that's stone walls. We need multiple layers over there. Let's see if I predicted the cut through the trees. Yeah, let's go, dude. 10 minutes ago, we called this, right? Cut right through the middle of the trees. Now, he will need some military to back it up. But military might be over here. Hera lost a Vil to a bear because he's a noob. We will take some stone. He's got 3 castles. He's going to make Latus. I sometimes find that Hart and Hera are very late to adding siege in these scenarios. So somebody needs to add siege. Hart's going to add a couple Trebs. Leary's obviously got the siege. But Benanji's got to just keep walling. Everything's got to be walled. Multiple layers. Bombard cannons are here from Vodka. That's something Hera could make. Once he completes chemistry, and Georgians don't get that option. So Georgians probably just relying with Trebs. But like, traction Trebs and nothing else yet from Red. I guess there's going to be Halbs as well in the mix. Maybe some other forms of infantry. Hart has 0 farms. If he loses 47 fishing ships, that is going to hurt. Leary's still telling his team, I'm pushing, I'm killing. And Benanji's still telling his team, I'm holding, kill them, kill them, kill them. Who can die the slowest right now? Hart or Benanji? The difference being that Hart can actually contribute to trying to like hold and push this back with military. Dude, these Halbs are melting right now. I think going Fire Lancers is a bit better here. It's just a stronger unit. And you have the gold to spend. Here come the Trebs. I'm going to watch this from their Fog of War. The traction Trebs are going to poke their head out of the trees here in a second. Remember, Wu have a unique tech, so you get extra projectiles. I don't think he has it yet, but they get even stronger. Hera helping Hart holds. We'll snipe one of the Trebs. We'll snipe one of the cannons. Might be able to snipe another Treb. Might be able to snipe everything. He snipes all the siege with the Latus. Too many Halbs died in these scenarios up against the castle and the tower. And Hera can just back on up. And there are the traction Trebs behind the trees now. But if they cut the trees, then the Latus can just go get them. So there needs to be military. Meanwhile, Leary is through. Leary is through, staring at a bunch of archer ranges that are going to produce Genitors. But like, Tofu, you've got to make a move, bro. You've got to have something more than just a couple traction Trebs. Vodka's trying his best right now. But Vodka's up against 2 players. I just don't know. You're going to lose every archer range you're trying to produce. Leary should probably just stack a castle right here. I think Vitality are just too far ahead right now. I think if Vodka is pushing here and Tofu shows up with like 40 halbs and traction trebs, this could work. Heart's still... Eco is still taking a hit. He might need to mix in some farms. It's pretty smart, actually. He's re-walling it, too, so Hera can't come in. It's really annoying for them to deal with. But nah, I still would like to see Fire Lancers from Vodka. I don't think it's too late. Oh, no. All Benanji's fish. Getting sniped by a couple longbows. Yikes. Well, there's the Elite Genitor. So it's a mounted skirm. Should be pretty good here against the longbows because they can run in close. Not going to have the food eco much longer. But I think for Lyra, you're not too concerned because you can still use some range. And actually, if he can land a Treb shot here, he can smash these as well. Boom! He does have Werewolf. A forward from Vodka's gone. Heart is held on, and Hera's mixed in the Bombard Cannons. And Heart's got the Trebs to maybe push through the walls there. It's not looking very good. Hera just needs Latis here, and it's over. And the Latis are already on the way. Because this is wide open. Hera isn't needed on the other side now. And it's... I'm not sure Genitor would necessarily turn this around anyways, but... it's a unit that gives them a shot to until the Latis arrive. Leary's just having fun right now. Peak Britain's gameplay. Best archer player in the game with the best archer in the game, at least according to my 12-year-old self. I would not be able to be convinced otherwise back then. These days, there's the Ethiopians and, you know, Italians and a couple other archers out there, but... yeah, dude. I feel for RoR right now, but... if they had chances, it was probably going to be in the arena game when they were pushing Leary. Leary just had a free game this game. Made it look super easy. Red's trying his thing. He is going for the fire archers with the traction trips. So those were the two things that we talked about a little bit. But he just needs some cav here, and here it goes. So you get the cav here, and then... I mean, not even like the cav is needed, but then the Genitor defense definitely won't work. Red actually needs to push with Vodka right now. Again, Fire Lancers have so much more armor and so much more in the way of like stats and attacking power. Since Vodka isn't really going for that much in the way of siege, I would have loved to see full-on Fire Lancer here. It's really cheap for the Koreans as well. In the end, I'm not sure it makes that big of a difference. I think Leary would always push here regardless, and Hera would always have a free boom into Latis. And Hart did a good job holding with Hera after they realized the cut-through came from Benanji, and Vitality just outboomed them, basically. And they adapted very nicely after the early wall situation there. So, well played. Vitality is realistically #1 or maybe #2 in the world. They were seed 8 in this tournament, which put them up against RoR. So I feel bad for RoR because they look worse than they actually are. But again, that's how it's going to go. There is a second qualifier, so RoR could always try and go through there and impress next week.